whenever I need to leave and when I need to stay.
That's right. I am with you, my brother. I am right. That's right.
We actually had an experience. My first time at Cahaba, I was sitting in a chair by the window in the living room, and it was like every nerve in my body came to life. And Nathan had the flare, and when he came and got to me, he just stopped in front and called Frankie over there, and there were two figures in the window behind me. And it was like I knew they were there. I knew something was there, but I didn't know what because I had never been there. This is my first time. And there were two figures, but the funny thing about it is that window was boarded up with a black board.
Wow.
So, but it was very interesting. But that was my very first experience there.
Whoa. Well, I mean, for that being your first experience, that was kind of, I guess you would say, kind of radical. That you know,
I know, and I couldn't wait to go back. And this time there was the most activity we've experienced there. Of course, I mean, like Frankie said, you know, this is the first time we were actually able to go and investigate everything. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I was excited for that.
Yeah, that's why I can't really say my favorite paranormal experience there yet, because we haven't revealed our evidence yet, even though,
right.
I mean, that night that we all got to investigate, we had some amazing things. So everybody stay tuned to all of our pages and websites. As soon as we're able to reveal to Old Cahaba our evidence, we will be able to post our evidence, basically.
Great.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you got. Of course, now
But I mean, also, this is like a completely unique experience, because how many paranormal investigators do you know can say that they were able to investigate an entire abandoned town?
Right.
Usually we'll go in and it'll be just a building or just a cemetery or just a place. No, this is a whole town.
Well, that kind of leads me into the next thing that we really need to look at. And you guys that are out there that want to investigate Cahaba, we can officially announce that we can allow paranormal investigations, and there will be a paranormal event, hopefully sometime spring or summer of this next year, that will allow groups to come in and do investigations at Cahaba for a fee. And again, Stan, I want to reiterate something. Nobody made any money off this event besides Cahaba. And Cahaba is specifically run. They use that money to preserve the history of the town. So I didn't make any money. Stan didn't make any money. Frankie didn't make any money. Matter of fact, we spent a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I think if I tallied my whole bill up for the equipment and all, it was probably $5,000 or more we spent the last 3 weeks. But you know what? I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's what I love about this event. It's not like they have to pay a fee to the state or anything like that. Every bit of the money they make stays right there.
Yes.
It goes directly to them for what they need for Old Cahaba, nothing else.
And I've noticed when we were there this last time that they've come along quite a bit on some of the archaeology around the capital area of Cahaba, and from the last time that we were there.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of excavating right around the Capitol building here the last year.
I would like to know exactly what they've unearthed, and I mean that's just so fascinating to me. somebody digging in the dirt and tell me what happened, just by looking at this or analyzing this, and that's just truly amazing to me. Like I said,
the biggest thing is they have found a lot of the Union buttons and belt buckles, those kind of things. From, of course, when Castle Morgan was there, a lot of pottery, even dating back to Native American pottery, original glass, some of the original glass that was in the Capitol. So they've been able to find a lot of key pieces of archaeology since they've been doing the dig.
That's cool. I live in W.E.B., Alabama, and we're right here by Georgia, and we have a bunch of clay. Now, I was actually building and erecting a chicken house, and I dug a hole, and I was probably 4 foot deep. I was going to put a post in, a big long post, and 4 feet under the ground, there was a big old, almost perfect arrowhead.
Wow.
And that's awesome. That's not something that just fell there yesterday. That was there a long time ago. And
long time ago.
Long time. And that's what fascinates me about those guys at old Cahaba when they're excavating, and they've just broken the crust of the dirt. I mean, they have so much more area to go and information that they can gain. And anything that we can do to help them get to that point, I think is just an awesome event.
I agree.
Absolutely.
So, we definitely want to get the word out there that, and of course, Nathan, you keep me informed on the information on that, and I'll put it out every show about people teams can come and investigate for a fee and that type of thing. And I'm pretty sure you're working with Miss Derry to come up with all the particulars about how much and things like that. Is that right?
Yeah. Right now we're looking at $250 a night for the team. And that's however many people they want to bring. Now, with that being said, references, we have to vet references. So we do ask that teams provide references that we can contact to find out if they're on the up and up. Plus, a member of our association will be with the groups during their investigation. So it will be an escorted trip, but they can conduct their investigation. We'll just be with them the night.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good idea. Of course, there's nothing says we can't go with these teams and learn something, right?
Absolutely. And you have to understand where they come from. They've had paranormal investigation groups, and I use that term with quotation marks, or someone claiming these paranormal investigation groups that have broken in at night, vandalized the place. It took a long time for us to clear the paranormal name in their mind because they had such a bad disdain for it because of the riffraff that's come through there in the past claiming to be paranormal. So it's taken a lot for me to have them trust us enough to even think about opening it up at night, for us to come in there and allow teams to investigate.
But we do want to reiterate that under no circumstance, unless you schedule this through us, are you allowed to go there at night.
No, if you're caught trespassing, you will be arrested.
Yes, it is closed at night. You have no permission to go in there at night.
That's right. And what do good paranormal investigators do? We always get permission.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, well, that's awesome. I mean, I know you guys had been talking with Miss Linda and stuff about things, and I was really pretty anxious on hearing what you guys had come up with, and I think that's a great step to a good future. As long as you can find some good groups that'll go in there and actually help.
Yeah, and I wanna say, what we're doing is not just because it's something Clara and I have started, but the association, without the help of the association, your group, Frankie's group, Alabama Paranormal Consultants, Bob's group, SPR out of Montgomery, we are progressing through the Historical Commission. We've actually been asked to do another location in North Alabama this next year.
To be announced.
That's to be announced. It's going to be in early October, and it's going to be very similar to what we're doing at Cahaba, but the difference is this area has the original house, the original furniture, the original slave quarters, and 9 different structures remaining on the property that we'll be allowed to investigate, and it is a colonial mansion that we will be going to.
Oh, cool.
And again, the same premise, we will be raising money for this area, this historical site to stay open.
That's great. Anytime we can do that, I'm all for it, for sure. That's just awesome.
And Stan, we want to work and support. I know you guys do polygel, but we want to be able to do polygel, so we need to plan that out too, so we can get that going sometime in the summer as well, so we can help support that one.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'll get with you on that, and we'll set up an event for that as well. And I'll have to get with the curator of the museum, which Poly Jail is one of the oldest standing jails in Alabama. And now it's a moonshine museum, and which is kind of an odd thing for a jail, but that it worked out better. So yeah, we'll get with everybody, the association and stuff, and get all the information together for that as well. That'd be great.
Yes, folks, this is where the guest brings out his radio voice and becomes the host instead of the guest.
That's right. Absolutely. Brother, you can come help me anytime, man.
You wouldn't have known I have done this for 9.5 years. So,
right. Yeah. Hey, I've learned a lot from you. I ain't gonna lie. I sure have. So, Frankie, your group,
Yeah.
that is a very interesting, I like your name, Black Warrior Research Team. Can you, and I know this is off of Cahaba, but I wanted to find out from each one of you guys where you came up with your team name and that type of thing. So, Frankie, can you tell us a little bit about your team and where you came up with the name and how it all got started?
The group formed in July 2009. The name came from Black Warrior, which is the Black Warrior River, but also the tribe that was in Tuscaloosa, the Native Americans that lived there, were known as Black Warrior. And so we've been Black Warrior Paranormal Research Team. I didn't use group because if you stop and you think about it, group is a word that you could use in a broad form, but team is something that you look at as being everybody there is a team. Everybody is one. You win as a team as a team. When the group was first formed, we had about 12 members. Then, as with most groups. You know, you have some that dwindle out, and you have some that come in, and I got up to about 21, and then we started having a whole lot more problems, and then we knocked it down to about 6 or 7, and then now